Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So in today's video we are going to be talking about Bartomeu's interview with Rack 1, and then we are going to be talking about the Barcelona pre-match preview. So we are going to separate this into two parts, and the first topic that we are going to be talking about is about Bartomeu speaking about Lionel Messi's contract renewal. And so it says here, Barcelona president Bartomeu has said that it's his obligation to renew Lionel Messi's contract before his mandate expires next summer. Then if we continue here, sources confirmed to ESPN that Messi is angry with the club's front office about the leaks that suggest he has too much power and make him appear responsible for events at the club, including the January sacking of Ernesto Valverde. But then Bartomeu did speak in that interview, and he said that, however, Bartomeu expressed his belief that Messi will remain at Barcelona for many more years, pointing out that he's regularly spoken about his desire to retire in Catalonia. And so this is only telling us that yes, it was true that Messi was angry about what was going on around this club, because in that interview with Rack 1, Bartomeu never denied that Messi was angry. He just said that he's looking to renew the contract of Lionel Messi's, and he also said that he is expecting Messi to stay here for a very long time. But he has never denied that Messi was angry, and I know that he's only saying this because he does want Messi to stay at the club, which is completely okay. We all want Messi to stay at the club. We want Messi to feel at his best with this club. But the one thing that I do want to say is this, right, is that if you do want to renew Lionel Messi's contract, you want to make sure that you build something great around this player. And I'm speaking to Bartomeu only, because what he has been doing over the past 2 to 3 years has not been the best. He has not put Messi in the best condition in order for him to do great things with FC Barcelona. And so what I would say to Bartomeu is this, is like, you make sure that whoever you work with, you guys do see eye to eye. You guys have that communication, because what has been going on over the past 10 to 12 months has really been exposing Bartomeu that he doesn't really check up on who he hires, who he works with, and he had to even reconstruct the board members. And whatever situation goes on, that must be addressed and not let those talks go on or those rumors go on around the club, because as a president of a club, you want to be protecting those players. You don't want those players to be dealing with those sort of problems and then put that out into the media, because then you're not running a club. What you're doing is you're just giving people orders, and that's completely different compared to running a club. And if Bartomeu can do that and give Messi and his other teammates the best condition and place to work at, then Messi and Barcelona will have no problem to renew that contract. But it's understandable that Messi had to express his tensions and his frustrations on what's been going on with this club. And let's just hope that Messi does stay beyond 2021, because what we have been seeing recently, like for example, in the last match, we can see that Messi is adapting and evolving his game in order for him to have longevity, which is why I see why Bartomeu does say that he's going to stay beyond Bartomeu's era. Messi is playing for the longevity now, which means that we should expect Messi to play much more differently compared to how he used to play 2 to 3 years ago, which is again understandable. And if Messi is going to be with FC Barcelona and continue to give Barcelona value for the next 3 to 4 years, let's hope that this renewal does end up being accomplished. Now I want to move on to the next topic that Bartomeu did speak about, and he did speak about Lautaro Martinez and Neymar Jr. But we are going to be focusing more on Lautaro Martinez first, right? Because there's been a lot of noise going around this player's name and Inter Milan. And it says here, according to Xavi Campos, Barcelona have secured the possibility of signing Lautaro Martinez for the same value, which is 111 million euros, with Inter Milan until October 4th, which basically means that if Barcelona want to bring in Lautaro Martinez, they now have the time to buy this player until October 4th. So they do have a 4-month window to buy Lautaro Martinez for 111 million euros. And about 24 hours ago, we were just speaking about the Lautaro Martinez release clause and how that release clause is going to be expired on July 7th. But that is not the case anymore. Inter Milan has granted Barcelona more time to bring in Lautaro Martinez to FC Barcelona, but they must pay the 111 million euros. And it says here, according to Fabrizio Romano, Lautaro's 111 million release clause will expire tonight. Barcelona were clear that they won't pay the full amount. No advanced talks over a renewal at Inter yet. He can only leave if he asks the club for a transfer and pushes his move. Then he continues, Barcelona have filtered their intentions to try again to take Lautaro Martinez between now and the next few months of the market. He is not considered as a big goal precisely because he won't no longer be bound to a clause. And if you guys are wondering or questioning, because that clause is expired, doesn't that mean that Inter Milan can now ask for whatever price to FC Barcelona? So they can ask maybe for 120, 150. Could they do that? Yes, it's true. Inter Milan can do that. But like I said before, Inter Milan are granting FC Barcelona more time in order for Barcelona to give 111 million euros for Lautaro Martinez. And Bartomeu did speak further about Lautaro Martinez, and then on to Neymar. He said, "We will talk about it at the end of the season." Now let's think about the championship. The same goes for Neymar Jr., but it is unlikely that his arrival will occur given the economic situation of the clubs in Europe. And this is completely understandable. I get why it is going to be extremely hard to bring both of these players in, but this is also telling us and confirming that Barcelona do see Lautaro Martinez as the first priority and Neymar Jr. as the second priority. And it's going to be very interesting to see how all of this plays out, because you and me know that Neymar's desire is to return to FC Barcelona, and we also know that Neymar is working with PSG in order to make it easier for Neymar to go to FC Barcelona. And now seeing that Barcelona is putting Martinez first and ahead of Neymar Jr., could there be a possibility that Neymar Jr. might feel a certain way about this, because Neymar Jr. has asked Barcelona to really give it their all in order for Neymar to move to FC Barcelona? And now with Barcelona basically turning their back and setting their sights towards Lautaro Martinez, who knows, there could be friction building up between Neymar Jr. and FC Barcelona. And then the third topic that I do want to bring out that Bartomeu did speak on in this interview with Rack 1 was about the Arthur Melo Pjanic swap. And so what he said here was very interesting, and I'm going to address this on why I believe all of this is BS. And so he said, "It is not true that we sold Arthur to balance the books. We sold players who had important offers for them. Pjanic is a very desirable player." And so this makes me very frustrated, and this makes me very frustrated for one reason. It's because it would not hurt for Bartomeu to actually say the truth, and I get why he would not say the truth, because if he did say what I'm about to say, it would greatly frustrate the fans. But again, I would really like to hear the truth from President Bartomeu, because the whole motive on why Pjanic and the Arthur Melo swap was completed so fast and so early before the transfer window was even open, it is because of the financial period, which was on June 30th. And Bartomeu knew that he had to complete this swap deal before June 30th to balance the books, to make the accounts look healthy. And I really do think that it is not a coincidence that this swap deal was finished hours before the financial period, which was on June 30th. And we know that this swap deal was finished around the 28th, 29th, or maybe the 27th, but it was finished before that financial date. And I can bet you guys everything that if this financial period date was due like on September 31st, this swap deal would have never happened this early, and Arthur Melo could have enjoyed his campaign with FC Barcelona until August. But because that financial period was on June 30th, that swap deal had to be done no matter where we were in this campaign. And now Arthur Melo has to go through this season knowing that he won't be in a FC Barcelona shirt next season. And again, this was only done because Bartomeu had an agenda and he had to complete it. And so yes, would it be wrong for Bartomeu to say that he had to finish this before the financial period? Of course it would look wrong, but then again, you can't keep lying into the media knowing that us fans know the truth. And now with all of that being said, I want to move into the pre-match preview, and we do have a very big news to announce on one of the players of FC Barcelona. And so tomorrow, Barcelona will be playing against Espanyol at the Camp Nou. And this has to be a must win. There should be no excuses. This Espanyol team has been one of the worst Espanyol teams we have seen in a very long time. This is a team that has only won 5 matches so far this season. This is a team that has lost 20 matches so far this season. And this is a team where if Barcelona do beat Espanyol, they will be going into the second division. And this match will be a derby match. And because it's a derby match, it's going to be very interesting to see how Espanyol react in this derby, knowing that if Barcelona does beat them, they will be regulated. And coming off a 4-1 win, Barcelona is going to come with huge momentum, and they know that they must do one thing, which is to really hammer Espanyol. And we do have some news for De Jong, and it says here, according to Javi Miguel, De Jong has trained with the group and is now aiming to be in the squad against Espanyol. And De Jong has been hugely missed. We haven't seen De Jong play with FC Barcelona over the past 2 to 3 matches, but I think that because of De Jong's injury and because he was sidelined, we were able to see Riqui Puig retain more minutes. And we do have the squad list here. We can see that everyone is here besides De Jong and Junior Firpo, and the one player that we are also missing is Samuel Umtiti. So Samuel Umtiti will not be participating in tomorrow's match because he will be sidelined for at least 5 weeks. He did occur another knee injury, and so this is very frustrating to hear, knowing that Umtiti cannot stay fit even to save his life. But yeah, that is where he's at right now, and let's hope that Umtiti does recover as soon as possible. And now I want to speak about Antoine Griezmann, and this is just in. According to Florent, he has stated a meeting between Griezmann's entourage and the Barcelona management went well. The club considered him a major player, and he does not plan to leave. The club has assured that they are counting on him next season, and he will still be a Barcelona player in 2020-21 season. There has been a saying in this meeting saying that we rely a lot on you, and that was the message that was repeated by the club in this meeting. And I think that because of that 4-1 win against Villarreal, I really do think that it gave Griezmann and the people involved in this meeting a sense of relief, because it really did give many people and Griezmann answers that Griezmann can still be involved in this team. And if they can continue this and this form like they did against Villarreal, Griezmann can become a undisputed starter for the club. The only fear that I do have is like what I expressed before, is if Quique Setién just used that lineup and that tactic as a one-off match and he never uses it again. But they have to continue this. They have to continue this type of lineup and formation and tactics and strategy for the sake of Antoine Griezmann and Quique Setién. There should be no reason for Quique Setién to change the lineup and change the roles of these players. Whatever happened in that game against Villarreal must continue, because we finally witnessed what the MSG could do, and we saw the best version of the MSG. And with that being said, this is going to be my expected lineup against Espanyol. And like I said before, there should be no mercy. I know that Espanyol is not in their best form right now, but we have to win and really win with a big bang. And so this will be my starting 11. I do expect to see Marc-Andre ter Stegen in goal. Our defensive lineup should be Jordi Alba, Lenglet, Piquet, and Semedo. And just a reminder, Junior Firpo will not be facing Espanyol because he does have a discomfort in his right hip. And then going on to the midfield, I do expect to see Riqui Puig, Busquets, and Vidal in that midfield with Lionel Messi right in front of them. And another side note, even though Frankie de Jong is working to be in that squad against Espanyol, I don't expect de Jong to have any involvement in this match. And then moving on to the front line, I do expect to see Antoine Griezmann and Luis Suarez. And so notice how I have Messi right in front of the midfielders, but right behind Antoine Griezmann and Luis Suarez. That is the exact same lineup and role Quique Setién did put them at. And I do expect to see that again in tomorrow's match. And heading into this match, according to Javi Miguel, Messi, Suarez, Piquet, Vidal, Rakitic, and Martin Braithwaite are on the brink of suspension, which means that if any of those players get one more yellow card in the next match, they will not be participating. They will be suspended. And my prediction for this match is going to be a 4-0 win. I also do expect to see Arthur Melo, Ansu Fati, and Martin Braithwaite to come in earlier in this match. So that'll be it for today's Barcelona daily news and pre-match preview. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what's your score prediction and lineup prediction for tomorrow's match. There is a lot to look forward to. And again, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.